Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I can hear myself now. So, yes, so we are here to talk about motherhood and dreams. What is a game changer for you when you became a mother? What has happened in your life before you became a mother and after you became a mother? What were the dreams you had as a single woman? What were the things you did as a single woman that when you became a mother, it changed? What really happened? How did you switch? I was reading our guest, I think Hope's profile, and I see she's an engineer, but has shifted. Motherhood made her like get a new dream entirely, and she's being fulfilled in that aspect of dream. So when I saw that, I was like, okay. So at the end of the day, motherhood not only overwhelm us, it also brings us to a new horizon, a new level of purpose. And today we're going to be listening to our amazing guests tell us about their experience with motherhood and how they are navigating through their dreams. And the first speaker for today, I'll be Mrs. Abimbola Agunloye. Please, for the first five speakers, we have five minutes to just tell us about you, tell us about what's been for you since you became a mother for the next 5 minutes. Yes, Mrs. Agunloye, please. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much, Vanessa, for this opportunity to be here this evening, and it's really something to talk about, like the topic for today, because a lot of times just find out that after you become a mother, you're swamped up, and there's a tendency to lose yourself. So for me, my experience would, I would say, I had dreams. Okay, yes, I had dreams of becoming a mother, and I did not exactly know how soon that was going to be. Like, oh yes, dreams are, what you maybe things that you had thought of, images in your mind that you had built, maybe as a child or from experience. And so growing up, and they were funny, there were ideas, yes, in my head about, how I wanted to be as a mother, or even looking at my mom, there were things that I saw that I'm like, oh, okay, when I become a mother, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I'm going to do differently. And so I would say that before I became a mother, I had dreams. I was this kind of person that wanted to do a lot of things, particularly in respect to my passion, and I was doing them. But I found that after I became a mother, of course, there was that initial pause. There was that initial stalling, like, oh, that overwhelming thing that comes on you, and you're like, how do I juggle all this? But one thing I would say that has helped me is, first of all, finding myself in God. Like, oh, He's the one that first gave me these dreams, and He's also the one that made me a mother. So there's like a an interconnection in those things. It's not apart. So it is still the same me as a single and now a mother. The only thing is something has changed now. So what's the difference, or what do I do differently now? Is, oh, there has to be like some adjustments. And so yes, I had to make a lot of adjustments. I had to also, I would say, I had to actually breathe. Let me say that's the first thing. I had to breathe, because you can actually just want to do a lot of things and do nothing. You can actually have a lot of things in your head and not achieve anything. So first things first, I had to just relax. I had to pause. For me, it was a long wait. So it was coming into the euphoria of something I had always wanted. So I had to just enjoy and savor the moment first. So it's okay to pause. It's okay to take a break on some things. It's okay, but don't define how long that break is, or define the fact that, oh, you're not going to lose yourself in that season, because it's just another season of your life. It's another like chapter. But yes, it doesn't swallow your dreams. It doesn't take your dreams away. It's just that, oh, now how do I navigate this new season of my life? And so having God at the center is key. Having the right partner is also something that can either define you in that season, or marry you, like swallow you up. If you're working with a teammate that has the drive to encourage you, push you, because I mean, there are seasons that you'll be overwhelmed and just want to be laid back. But having people, the right kind of people around you to just keep encouraging you, keep pushing you to be that person that you have always, told them that you are. I think that's one key thing that has helped me. So I'll just pause on that. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Abimbola. There's something you talked about: breathing, 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 breathing. Seeing this, you breathe, you see it as a face. When you talked about breathing, I think a lot of times when people become mothers, they don't understand that they've gone through a phase and truly they need to breathe. And you can't be in a competition with anybody again, because even motherhood in itself is a dream. It's a dream that you brought forth. Motherhood in itself is a gift, So if you don't see it as a gift, if you don't breathe through it, define the length of break you have to take for motherhood. Like, it's so beautiful to know that it's a phase, and on your own you define the length you want to take to go through this phase. And then once you see it as a phase, you define the length you'll be willing to go through it. And when you're going through it knowing that, oh, it's a phase, I'll come out of it. I just like how you said, when you just said you had to breathe, that got me. Because I think a lot of times when women get married and in 1 year there's this agitation. I was talking to a woman, she just got married. She's not even up to 1 year, and she was already feeling frustrated. She was already feeling like she was idle. She was already feeling like, I said, but there was a time you really wanted to be married. There was a time you really needed marriage and all that. Marriage has come now. Pregnancy has come now. You're feeling like the world is against you. I said, you shouldn't feel this way. You have just come into a phase. It's a beautiful phase. Can you enjoy this phase? She said, I would not understand. I said, yes, maybe I will not understand. But I just feel that when we pray for something, it comes to us. We need time to go through that thing. So thank you so much, Abimbola, for talking about breathing. Women and everybody who is out there, you need to hear this. When you become a mother, you have the right to breathe. Breathe through it. It's not a time to compete or compare your yesterday and your today. Know that it is a dream you are living through, and you have the right to process that dream, enjoy that dream, and breathe through that dream. Thank you so much, Abimbola. And yes, the next person that will be speaking will be Hope Anyebe. Mrs. Anyebe, please, you have the stage is yours. 5 minutes, please. Mrs. Hope, are you here? Mrs. Anyebe?
Okay, yeah. Thank you for having me, and thank you for this opportunity. Okay, so my name is Mrs. Anyebe Hopling, CEO of Yebino Integrated Synergy, a mother of two. Okay, now, first of all, who is a mother? A mother is a female version of a female fashion of parents. And secondly, motherhood. A mother is someone who raises a child, either your biological child or as a guardian, because it's not all child you raise that are yours. Okay, so my journey on motherhood actually was intentional, in the sense that while I was a single lady, I intentionally prayed for it. I could remember when I was still in school, I was always going to mountain. Some people say, must you pray a mountain? I said, see, there are some situations you find yourself, you need to pray ahead. You don't need to wait for it to come to you and you start struggling to find your balance. So I literally prayed ahead. Being a mother, I know it's not an easy journey. So I was not ready to face it on my own. I prayed for it. And when I was a single lady, there was something that happened, and it was an opportunity for me because I had the opportunity to live with different women that were married. So I learned different ways from them, and which is also helping me in my motherhood journey right now. So being a mother, the truth is that motherhood journey has never been easy, but interesting adventure every woman would want to go through. Okay, so I prayed for it. I prepared for it. But you know one thing about motherhood, you can never be 100% perfect. You can never be 100% prepared, in the sense that labor on its own can take you off. Some people still today still suffer postpartum trauma. We all know that. Some people still suffer postpartum trauma. You have dreams. Okay, when I was a young lady, while I was in school, I had dreams of graduating. I had dreams of exploring in my engineering term. I had dreams of doing my master's, my doctorate degree, and all that. I had so many dreams. I want to build my house. I want to have my site and all that. So many dreams. But what happened today? I'm still living my dreams, yes, but I find another path, which in fact I'm finding interesting now, because I believe that I'm solving problems for most mothers. So before I leave the stage, I would like to tell you that motherhood experience is a great adventure. It actually changed my life, because if I want to go on and on, I wouldn't stop, because I've had a lot of experience that has helped me, that has shaped me, that has shaped my ideology, that has shaped my mindset, that has shaped my principles. Oh, I want to do that. But childhood, attention, the love. Who is a mother? A mother is the one who bands family together. There's a lot of work to do as a mother, but we still thank God for everything. And I'm not deviating from my dreams, but rather God gave me a path which is helping me to shape my motherhood. Thank you.
So much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Anyebe. Okay, so you know, a lot of times when I get my guests, I really don't have time to even discuss with you and tell you what I want you to say or not. I just believe that God has something to tell a woman out there, and He chooses the people and gives their words to them. So yes, and Mrs. Anyebe, you talked about intentionality, pray towards prepare it. But despite all of this, be well informed that you can never prepare enough for motherhood. Nobody really knows what you should expect. It's an adventure, and one thing with adventure, you never get to the end. You just there's that, and truly, every one of us everybody wants to be a mother, everybody wants to be a wife. We all pray towards it and all of that. But you see that idea of intentional prayers, where you're praying for God, whatever comes during this phase, give me the strength to hold on. I think sometimes we don't understand, like when you read Colossians chapter 1 from verse 9, and Paul was saying that since we heard about you, we will not stop praying for you, that you come to know the knowledge, the revelational knowledge of God's will, God's knowledge, and His wisdom and understanding. Like these are the things that we pray when we pray sometimes. That's the key thing we should be praying about, because yeah, you're praying, Father, give me a husband, give me a husband. I want my children, I want to be pregnant, I want to carry the children, I want to be like the Hebrew woman. I think a key thing we should be praying for is strength to face whatever might be in front of you, whatever might be in front of you. So I like how you talked about intentionality. You talked about you prayed towards it. You prayed, and what you prayed about is strength, because you really didn't know what you were going through. And the motherhood experience, you decided to take it as an adventure. We all know what an adventure is, yes. We wake up one day and you want to go out, you want to go everywhere, and you say you're going for an adventure. There are people that like adventure. And people who say, me, I don't like adventure. I like what I'm used to. I like what I understand. And some people just want to go into life, and whatever comes out of it, they're happy to go through it. But yes, women out there, we are saying this, and I think this should go to the women who are yet to be mothers. Be intentional in your prayers. Be intentional in your prayers. Remind yourself that whatever you are going into, you can never prepare enough for it. Even the Bible said, be careful for nothing. You can't be too careful. But having the Spirit of God that sees the end from the beginning and helps you navigate through this thing is actually very important. And then she said something again. Motherhood did not steal her dream. In fact, motherhood exposed her to another dream that is bringing her fulfillment and solving problems for many people. And this is actually it for a lot of us. A lot of times, I think what frustrates us is the fact that we are holding on to what we had, not knowing that for every face, God is still speaking. God who told Abraham, I need you to give me your son, sacrifice your son. The same God said, look, there is a lamb. If Abraham had said, what I heard is my son, Abraham would kill Isaac even when God had said no. So yes, maybe as a single person, there is something you are driving at. At the moment marriage comes, all these things come with package. So please, can you mute your mic?
Okay.
Please, can you mute your mic? And I'm wondering why mine is double. Can you all hear me? Okay. So sometimes we really don't even understand that the God who gave you that while you were a single woman prepared for you as you're coming into motherhood. And he has plans. So I like when Mrs. Aguluye said, whatever she's doing, she allowed God lead her. Because whether we like it or yes, nothing is casted on stones. God keeps having assignment for us. And if you know that as a believer, your dream is tied to your purpose, you would understand. So today, even though she is an electrical engineer and she wants to have a side, be here, be in the power sector and all of that, and God has given her something, she's solving problems for other nursing mothers and babies who came into this world and they are struggling to have weight. You know how they tell you that your child doesn't have weight? We don't even know how long this child is going to stay. And there's someone here who got it in through her own birth. Through motherhood journey, God gave her a dream where she's solving the problems of many mothers. She would have said, no, I want to be professional. What would bring frustration to her is when she keeps looking at other female engineers and said, this is supposed to be me. And she's dragging herself with that comparison. Why God has actually put her somewhere. So I think a lot of times to women, when we become mothers, what makes us think we're not even living our dreams is because we are comparing ourselves with people that were in the same place before. But we forget that we have come into a new phase, and this new phase comes with different assignments. And so I'm using this to also encourage women that after this, you want to go back and check yourself. These frustrations, this overwhelming feeling, is it really an overwhelming feeling? Or it is myself who is comparing me with other women? Or I am just looking at what I had and not seeing what I have. These are the questions you want to ask yourself. Once again, thank you so much, Mrs. Anyebe. A good insight. And yes, the last but not the least, I'll be giving us a 5-minute talk before we go into questions, will be Mrs. Okose. Mrs. Okose, please, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon again. So my name is Orezi Mena Okose, a happily married wife, and a mother.
I can testify.
I'm on transit, so just forgive me because my background might be changing. This is part of being a mother because now my kids are in school and I have to prepare something for them to eat. So I had to go. It's a long thing. So like Hope said, I've also, envisioned being a wife, envisioned being a mother, and it's something that I prayed towards, and it came to pass. Maybe not at the time I wanted, but of course, they say God's time is always the best. So maybe some other time when Vanessa would have another podcast where we'll talk about relationship, I'd like to be here to, have that conversation as well. So yes, I envision being a mother and a wife, and I'm here living that dream, and I'm happy about it. I've always wanted to do my master's abroad, but somehow it didn't work out, and eventually I got married, and before kids started coming, I picked up the master's thing again. I'm like, okay, I want to do my master's. And while I was planning, I applied to the US, to Canada, to the UK, and I got all three. I got the admission. And just when I was thinking about to start praying, Lord, where? I got pregnant. I'm like, okay, master's is about to be put on hold. So I had to put it on hold. I had the kids and all. And so sometime last year, like, okay, what do we do? Let me pick this up again. But I knew I felt like it was gonna be hard. But I prayed about it and I felt God leading me to it again. And I applied again, and we chose to come to Canada, and we're here. And it's not been easy. juggling school and two toddlers. The twin girls. There are two. If you have kids who pass that two, you know they call it terrible twos, but we'll call it terrific twos. We're Christians, So it's not been easy juggling all of this together, but God's grace has been really sufficient for me, and I didn't have to pause the dream of pursuing my school. I had to bring my kids along with me, you know. So being a mother doesn't stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. And that's a lot of things that a lot of women have gotten themselves into, and then they feel frustrated. They feel like, oh, their husbands or their partners are moving ahead in life while they're just stuck in the past. But we are here, myself, Hope, Abimbola, and a lot of other women, even Kemi, pursuing our dreams, carrying our kids along. Motherhood didn't stop us, from achieving our dreams. And, we need to take our flowers, because it is not easy, to juggle all of this together. And until now, it's not easy. I recently traveled to Nigeria. I had an engagement, my brother's engagement to attend. And there was no way to keep my kids. Those of you staying abroad, it's hard. Where do you keep your kids? It's not like Nigeria where you can drop them with one family member, And the only option was to travel with these kids. And I went with them and I came back with them, and I would never try it again. Until they are old enough, maybe like 5-year-olds, that I can think of it. I told my husband, never again would I do this, because it tested my patience. God. But anyway, we're here. That's what we do. We wear the hat and the shoe, and we carry with so much grace that people outside don't even know. But it's when we tell ourselves, when they say, how are you? And you say, I'm fine. I say, no, how are you? And then you now start to, I'm not fine, no. It's not easy, but we just thank God for grace. I don't know if this captures what Vanessa mentioned, but let's start from this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Eriweze. Thank you so much. You said you've always had a dream of wanting to do your master's, and then marriage came. You also wanted to be married. Marriage came, and you thought it was time to do your master's. And while preparing for your master's, pregnancy comes in, and even after pregnancy, you still find yourself going forward to do this. Now, for a lot of people, and you started that I am happily married. Yes, so I think we're going to come to that when we talk about the man part in all of these, women, mothers living their dreams. But I like how you said you've continued with what you wanted to do. You've continued. You didn't stop. You had a dream. You started. Pregnancy came, and you didn't have to choose. You didn't have to choose career over these babies. And you didn't have to feel frustrated. There are people who actually got pregnant and they put so much anger in their pregnancy, so much hate on their children because they feel these kids did not allow me to achieve this. Says who? Who says you can't continue to achieve what you want to achieve after you become a mother? Yes, I don't. Okay, so yes, there is a role for the husband being supportive. We having, family members who are supportive. But yes, there's still that importance of still having your dream somewhere in your head. And having that dream somewhere in your head is recognizing, back to what Mrs. Agunoye said, recognizing that this is a phase. And this phase can be for 10 years. It can actually be for 10 years. Orezi might have just started hers after giving birth 1 year after. But even if yours is 10 years after, it is not too late. The most important thing is that while you are going through this phase, your dream is still somewhere in your head. What happens is you just leaving yourself, forgetting everything that concerns you. And the funny truth is that as long as you have this dream ahead of you, you will find yourself working towards it. You will find a bit of joy. Do you know when you have something, if you have a car outside and it is raining and all of that, and people are struggling how to go, you will feel relaxed because you're going to get into your car and move. Why some other people are thinking, how will I get to the bus stop and all of that? That is just how our dreams are. If you know that I have told myself 10 years from now, I want to face motherhood. After 10 years, I want to go back into the field. You will find yourself enjoying 10 years of motherhood without stress. I think what really happened is the fact that we allow frustrations take away the dream, strip off the dream. The dream is not even there. You do not have the dream again. And somebody is asking you, well, you have plans and all of that. You're like, this one the children have come to take and all of that. I think sometimes women spend more time complaining and complaining and complaining that they do not see that they have capacity that they have not even used. So one of the things Orezi has said here is how even when she paused to face motherhood, she did not pause the dream in her mind. The dream was still somewhere. And so she faced motherhood, gave time to motherhood, and then came back to dream. So women out there know that it is possible to give time to motherhood, whether it's 1 year, whether it's 2 years, whether it's 10 years, whether it's 15 years. But know that at every point in time you want to start again, there is an opportunity, the capacity is still there, and the dream belongs to you. It is still valid. Thank you so much, Orezi. Now we're going into questions, and I'll be picking questions based on the things you have said. So, yes, I'm going to be talking to the first person I'm going to be asking question here is Hope. So, Hope, I'm going to be asking you this question. Now, when you said you were intentional and you prayed, you are an engineer. I want to find out, do you have plans to still go into the engineering field, or you are very okay? You feel where you are right now, the food processing, healthy food processing for lots of mothers and children, a space you want to remain in? This is a question for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Definitely,
welcome.
I want to pursue my dream, because this was not a dream I birthed in one day. It was since I was a child. I've always dreamt of being an engineer because I love creating things. I love seeing things. I love innovations. So it's not a dream I want to pull out. But for now, it's a matter of what works for you now. What makes motherhood convenient for you now? That's what I'm doing. Because, okay, I'll just drift a bit. When I came to Lagos, when I first relocated to Lagos, I was actually working. I got a job with Loma. But I noticed that I was happy because I was meeting people and all that, but it wasn't helping me because my children were dragging me here and there. Hope, come home. This one is not feeling fine and all that. So I was actually drifting. So at the point, I told myself, why disturb yourself? When these children grow to an extent, you can always pursue your dreams. If it's not working for you now, it will work for you in future. So that was why I ventured into this, which is helping me at the comfort of my home. I make my product. In fact, sorry, you know, when I came in, if you notice, I was a kind of moving. I was moving. This was somebody that told me to make something, and I just had to deliver her goods. That was even why I left. So even in the comfort of my house, I'm still doing my business. And my children, I'm giving them the maximum attention they need. I pick them from school. I do their homework, their assignments. I give them the attention. I have time to interact with them. So it's my dream won't run away. I just have to give them that attention to an extent. When they've grown to a certain extent, I thought that education has no limits. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hope. I like how she said, it is what works for you at the time as a mother, what works for you now, and what makes motherhood convenient. You know, this is very important because, you know, sometimes we don't understand that motherhood is a major life dream, is a major legacy that we are building. We don't understand. Motherhood is, see, your kids are your legacy. They say that legacies are not the buildings, the cars you have. It is the people that you replicated in life, whether you adopted children, foster kids, your kids. But the most important thing is children are legacies. So she said she actually had to look for what makes motherhood works for her for the now, where she can equally take care of her kids, and what also makes motherhood convenient. If motherhood is not convenient, you will be frustrated. Your kids will be left. See, frustrated parents definitely bring forth dysfunctional kids. And you don't want to be frustrated. You don't want to bring out dysfunctional kids. So you ask yourself, what makes motherhood convenient? What makes my life convenient at the moment? And Hope, thank you so much for bringing out this. For women out there, ask yourself, at the moment where you are, what makes motherhood convenient for you? And mind you, she did not say that she has shut down everything. She's living another dream that is making motherhood convenient, that is solving problems for other mothers and children, bringing her money. Like, she is still living her life. And in all of this, in a convenient space where she still enjoys motherhood. And that is what we are saying, motherhood and dreams. You're not giving up one for another. And she's saying, yes, she still wants to go into engineering, but she's taking her time. So we're not giving up. We're not here to say choose between motherhood or dream. We said motherhood and dreams, which means as a mother, how do we help you pour you back into your dreams? Thank you so much, Hope. And then I am coming to Mrs. Agunloye. And my question for you is, you talked about breathing. I want you to throw more light on that because I know there are a lot of women that need to pick something from this. How did you breathe through the time of motherhood? And the length of break, defining the length of break, these two things, please. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Vanessa. So, how did I breathe? I would always say, I think you also mentioned how that the problem is a lot of us or a lot of mothers often compare themselves. Like, I would always use this example. If you had, for instance, let's say you had a CS delivery, and then somebody else that had a vaginal birth. Now you're comparing yourself because you want to, begin to do everything, like the same time. I mean, you have to give yourself time to heal. You have to accept all the help. If the doctor says, oh, you should be on bed, or maybe for 2-3 days, be on bed. I mean, just rest. The problem is a lot of us want to, I know that is a struggle. Myself, I had to learn to rest. I mean, I even had to be on bed rest for some time. It was hard. It was difficult, but I knew that if with all that I had even been through, and then the length of wait, I knew that, well, let me just respect myself and rest. So a lot of times we just want to as in go back to our normal life. Your body has done a lot of work. I mean, like some people just say, oh, is it not just delivery? It's a whole lot of work emotionally, like physically. I'm sure that there are some times that you don't even like what you see in the mirror, but you just need to. So that's why I say it's better to just breathe. It will help you. It will help you heal. It will also help you recuperate well. So how did I breathe? I tried to accept all the help that I could get at that point. Yes, if I was going to be pampered, let me be pampered. Like, if I need to lie down and I cannot pick a cup from there, it might sound as funny as in, oh, like, oh, you're not being strong, but just rest. You're not proving to anybody. You're not proving that you can save the world. You're not proving that, oh, I snatched my body back in 1 week. I can pound yam back in 1 week. No, just rest, Biko, and be taken care of. So that for me, I accepted all the support and help that was available to me. I was privileged to have my mom around. I was sleeping through the night. I would pump breast milk and I will sleep through the night. Yes, during the day she'll be like, well, it's your own duty. It's fine, but at least for that season that she was around, I was able to sleep well. I left the baby's cot in her room. Like I just enjoyed. I went back to being with my husband and I was sleeping and waking up. So for me, that helped me. And then the second thing you mentioned was, oh, the length of, oh, that breathing. So now after my mom left and it was just me and my husband. Okay, I had a help at that time. And when I felt I was strong enough, the good thing with me then, I was also doing my business from home. So it's also, I wasn't having to go back to work or having to do a 9 to 5. So what helped was I used to make smoothies, healthy juices, and all that. So what worked for me was, oh, somebody, it still goes back to accepting help. Somebody would help me do the shopping, and then, oh, I would do my blending and all that at home. For the length, I can't really say, oh, I gave myself exactly, or maybe 10 months or this, but I know that my son was like a year. I breastfed, and then, oh, I sent him to crèche after a while. That, okay, I wanted to start, picking myself up. I didn't want that attachment to be, I didn't want him to be so dependent, on me. So that also helped me to ease in. So it was a gradual, it wasn't like, oh, after 10 months, I just went back out. It was a gradual easing out into my usual routine thereafter.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Agunere. Yeah, you talked about comparing strength. Comparing strength. This is very important, especially in this social media age. There is so much unnecessary comparison. That is, and some of these things are not even truth. But then it is what you are saying. And so and yes, the comparison sometimes even comes from family members. It comes from loved ones. It comes from even husbands. Oh, my friend's wife, she has resumed work. Oh, my friend's wife, she has done this, all this, all that. And you also, sometimes it comes from you. It's a self-imposed comparison. You are the one who is seated and saying, oh, after this month, this girl. But I like how you said, accept what level, accept where you are, and accept the help that comes. And sometimes for we women, the only help that we see, the only help we value is help from husbands. But the funny truth is, a lot of times, whether we like it or yes, there are different kinds of husbands that we're going to get in life. There are some that might not just be that, everything. But if we find help from friends, from neighbors, from everybody, take it, enjoy it, and appreciate it. But a lot of times you might get help from all of these people, but because you want help from just one person, you're in a state of ingratitude because you're not appreciating all of this help because it's not coming from the person you wish to. And these are still part of the things that drains us. So yes, women out there, when you give birth, accept the truth that you can't even compare your healing process with another person's own. You can't even compare the way you gave birth. See, even if it is vaginal birth, there are people who were pregnant and for 9 months they were on sick bed. Somebody will say they are lazy. Nobody knows what they are going through. Nobody knows how their body managed the whole pregnancy season. Nobody can really explain. No matter if you like give birth to 10 children, you cannot say for a fact how somebody's pregnancy journey can be. Nobody can say that. And that is the same way we cannot say for a fact the level of weakness that might come to you after childbirth. But what do you owe yourself? Accept the weakness that have come at that time. Sit with it, process through it, and accept every help that would come. Whether it comes from strange places, don't see help as the only thing that came from those that are close to you. Take help from neighbors. Take help from anybody who is just passing and saying, oh, let me help you carry the child. Or allow yourself to be helped. Thank you so much, Mrs. Agunloye. And God bless mothers. Like when you talked about your mother being there, God bless mothers, especially from those of us in Africa and Nigeria. Having your mothers come to stay for weeks, for months while you give birth, it's a blessing that we enjoy as Africans, as Nigerians, and we don't take it for granted. So accept all the help, and it's a gradual process. So yes, as much as you want to say 1 year from now, I want to step up. While you have put that target of 1 year, please check yourself within that 1 year. Are you sure you are ready? Have you rested well? Don't say my target was 1 year, therefore it must be 1 year. No. And if you give yourself 10 years, what have you set for that 10 years to be able to come? How have you set your transition process? So thank you so much, Mrs. Agunloye. You said a lot, and God bless you for this, because I know there are a lot of women who are going to be picking out things today. And yes, okay, so my question now is to Mrs. Okose. Mrs. Okose, you talked about what works for you, knowing what works for you. Okay, no, this was hope. Okay, so Mr. Okose, you talked about, yes, you talked about you leaving, you pregnancy coming in 1 year, and you had to stop the idea of schooling and going through pregnancy. And after pregnancy, you came back. And I want to ask you, within that 9 months that you had to go through pregnancy, knowing that there were admissions that have come, 3 admissions you have longed for years, and you have to skip them to go through pregnancy, what was your state of mind? What kept you going? And so that's it. That's my first question for you. I'll have a second question for you. Please answer the first.
Okay, thank you so much. So, what kept me going? First of all, like I said, I wanted to go for my master's even before I got married and all of that. And I had tried, got an admission in a school. Thank you so much. In a school in the US, but then I didn't get the visa, right? But that was many, many years ago. So after getting married, I resumed it. I told my husband about it, and God bless, those of us who have loving partners that are there to push you, to go further, to achieve your dreams and all of that. My husband is one of such people. And please help me welcome him. He's actually here.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Okose, for being. God bless husbands that are supporting. Thank you so much, Pastor Okose, for being here.
Okay, so so when I tried, I did applications, I got it. My husband was very much into it, pushing me to do it. And then when pregnancy came and I couldn't, I had to now take a pause. I wasn't happy. At some point I was like, when this is something I've been dreaming about. I think I've been dreaming about the two things, to have kids and then to go to school. I'm like, oh Lord. Okay, I was now wishing, okay, should I maybe have gotten, either if I'd gotten married earlier or if I'd gone to school earlier and all of that. But then all the what ifs, it won't merge, because our lives are like puzzles that, fit into the pieces just the way God planned it out, So I had to leave it, of course. Went and came back, and when I brought it up again, in fact, my husband was not even bringing it up again. At some point, I wasn't thinking I could do it. I'm like, I beg. Like, you can go to, I said, you think it's easy to go to school with these 2 children? How, But I'm like, okay, let's go for this. And I was happy to pick it up again. I knew that the challenges were going to be there. I wasn't really, it was not easy, so to say. But I said, okay, I was going to do this. I had the mind, I had the support. Let me just say I had the support. Because I had the support, I had somebody saying, it's fine, you can do this. That kind of pushed me to, okay, I can do this. And once I can conceive it in my mind, I know that I will do it. That's one thing about me. Once I can convince myself that already you can do this thing. That's what happens. Once I don't allow any negativity happens to me. Let me just give a reference to one time when I was working. They promoted me to a different department. And the person there was leaving, and the work was something I haven't done before. And my boss was like, oh, already I believe in you can do it. I'm like, you believe in who? I don't know this thing, But he was like, I see something in you. I'm like, motivation has to come. And then I had to just, psych myself up. I'm like, okay, Oreste, you can do this. Because failure starts from the mind. The minute you tell yourself that you cannot do this thing, the minute you accept it, the is hard. Forget it. There's no way you can come. Once you can convince yourself you're good. And then I told myself, I said, Oreste, you can do this thing. Take your time. It might be tough, but you'll be fine. Once I psyched myself that way, that was it. Until I left that company, I did my best with that thing. In fact, it became like nothing for me. It's the same thing with the school. after the whole, initial disappointment and all of that, and we came back to it, I already you can do this thing. And yes, here we are today, pushing it. And I'm not just doing it, I'm doing it with good results at that. I'm on a 4 point, So I just thank God. Let me not say it's not like it's my own power or anything there. So
That's my girl. You see, motherhood, twin girls, 4 points, everything is possible. Alright, thank you so much for sharing this. Yeah, like my next question, we're going to be addressing support from husbands. I had to bring three of you because I know you guys have great support from your men. But remember, we're not just addressing women who have support from their men today. There are women out there who be saying, "Now this one you get luck now because you get husband, they support you," and but we need to address women who might not have the opportunity, who don't have that support. But how can they still live their dream? So really, you talked about, yes, at the beginning, there was a level of unhappiness. You started processing that if you had married early, like this had come early, like the masters had come early and all that, it happens to everybody. It happens. But now, two things. When it happens to some people, they live in that regret until they have no strength to see the future. Some people, the moment that thoughts come, they are able to psych themselves, like I already said, she psyched herself into the possibilities of continuing the dream. And I'm addressing women out there. Truth is, in all of the support you will get, the greatest support you need is what is inside of you. How can you psych yourself up out of that overwhelming state? Because truth is that everybody can motivate you until you personalize that motivation. It can never work. Even there are husbands who keep telling their wife, "You can do this, you can do this, you can do this." They say you can do this until they are frustrated, they can't say it again. Because they are saying it, you keep telling yourself how it is not possible. See, nobody can psych you better than yourself. Nobody. So you need, the earlier you psych yourself, the better. Because your motivational speaker can get tired. Your motivational speaker, his feet will dry from his mouth. So don't dry up your motivational speaker. As the psyching is coming, please take it. In fact, I was seeing a movie yesterday, and I see how the man kept psyching his wife. But guess what? As he was psyching his wife to live her dream, he was sabotaging it from God, from the back. He would psych her every minute, and he was sabotaging it from the back. And the wife, everybody knew the husband was supportive. But when she saw how everything was going bad, the only person that could that could scatter what she was planning, as detailed as she was, as organized as she was someone that was very close to her. And then she started putting one or two together, and she traced it to her husband. And the husband owned up to it and said, "I saw your mother be so successful, and she had no form of regard for your father. And I was scared I was going to be the same. So I worked hard to ensure I give you the good life. I want to support you, but I don't want you to go so global that you get to lose the family." I'm glad that they sat down and they looked through it and they came to a point. But what am I saying is, sometimes the men can even try to support at the beginning. The moment you don't take that support, you might lose it. The motivation might end and you are left alone. So if you get that psych first, see how already your husband said you can do this. If he said you can do this the first year, he said you can do this the second year, he said you can do this the third year, the fourth year you cannot do it though. The fourth year, the matter has ended. We are done with it. The fourth year, the matter has ended. But we thank God that when he said it, you were able to psych up yourself. Women, learn to psych up yourself. It's whether we like it or yes. Discouragement will come. There are times when the same people that are motivating you can discourage you. How do I mean? Let's look at the story of Ruth in the Bible. The same Naomi that must have told her the story of Israel and how powerful their God is. The same Naomi that told her, "Don't follow me to Israel. Oh. There is nothing, even in the next generation to come, there is nothing good that can happen for you." But thank God Ruth was saying, my dear Naomi, I am going with you, whether you see good or not. So we need to get to a point where even if the people that are supporting us begin to lose focus, begin reduce their support, that we are able to psych ourselves and be convinced enough. Thank you so much, Orese. And then my third question. Now we are going to be addressing women who do not have support system. Women who don't have a choice. They are living with men who don't wish them to go far, who don't want them to excel, who cannot stand them being everywhere. And they have dreams and they have this whole passion and they want to live their dreams. We have okay, we have 25 minutes to go. I'm going to give us five minutes again to address this. Agunloye, what is your counsel for women who truly have their dreams, have the capacity, know their capacity, but they are constantly being reminded why they should not live this dream, why they cannot live this dream, and how they cannot be supported to live this dream? Mrs. Agunloye.
All right, thank you, Vanessa. So from the first time I spoke, I talked about going back to the source, and I'm a believer, so the source for me is God. So if any woman finds herself in a situation where you have a dream, you're trying so hard to live that dream, and your partner or your husband is sabotaging it, like you said, maybe on another end. First things first, I would say go back to God. Ask him to guide you. He gave you that dream. He made you. He sees everything. I always say that, like, God sees everything. He knows everything. So go back to him. And he also was the one that gave you children, so children are gifts from him. So first things first, I would say go back to the source. Also, I would also encourage women to give themselves grace. We talked about this season of motherhood. It's a season, it's a phase. It's not the children are not going to remain babies forever. They're going to grow. There's going to be a season where, like Hope said, there's going to be a season where you can trust that you've done a bit, you've rooted their foundation, and then there's now that kind of levity for you have more time on your hands. So trust and know that it's a season, it's a phase. Don't get embittered by it. I would also encourage such women to surround themselves with dreamers. I always say that the devil gets us in isolation. Like when you isolate yourself, it's so quick to, nail you. Those words you keep hearing every day, you're not hearing any good thing from anywhere. And you need to feed your mind, because that's where the battle is going on. Imagine that you're constantly listening to only to ever be. So if you surround yourself with positive minded people, have a community, have a circle of people that at least you can trust, that you can open up to, people that believe in that dream. You've shared that dream, they believe in you. There are times you're weak, they can spur you up, they can encourage you. So you need that kind of circle. And then I would also say, see your children as a drive to succeed. It happened to me. I remember that after I had my son, I started all the analogy of is it with this drink that I'm selling small in the house, that I want to send this boy to the kind of school that I want to, so there was that push that no, this boy has come, so you have to push yourself, you have to be better, you're accountable and responsible for that boy. So let that child also be a push. Let that child not be an excuse for you not to fulfill that purpose that God has given you. Rather, let that child be the push to be better. Look at that child and say, yes, I want you to be proud of me. I want you to know that I did my best. You know, I'm sure that some of us have times that we've said to our parents, you know, like you say, this person was your classmate, so what do you have to show for it, you know? So let that be your drive. Let that child, each time you look in the eyes of that child, let there be something that, you know, springs up in you that wants to also push you to be better. And never put your dreams away, really. Like, make sure that even in that season, you are doing something. You might be at home. You might not have the opportunity to go out there. You know, you're having, or maybe issues with this partner helping. But when you're at home, you have a phone. Can you take a course on that phone? Can you do something? You might be slow in progressing, but make sure that you are moving. Make sure that there's something that is different about you from year one, you know, to this second year. Make sure that there's something that you're doing to better yourself. And then when the opportunity comes, it's easier to, you know, leverage on it. I'll just stop with that so I don't exhaust them.
Whoa, thank you. I had a full note from what you just said. Yes. Go back to God, dear women. Whether you're a single mother or that wife that seems like she's single, or that woman who is the breadwinner and yet will not even be allowed to explore all her dreams, go back to God. And truly, like that movie I watched, the lady started, in fact, the husband saw her with Bible and said, who gave you Bible? She said, I bought Bible. The sabotage is too much. I think it's time for me to ask God what is going on. The husband was scared a bit. And yes, it was in her prayer. She started seeing, God was revealing things to her in her dreams. Go back to God. You know, sometimes when we talk about God, people think it's abstract. God is very intentional. God is very present. And when we say God is present, he can, even the little details. You know, when this song, God, I'm still counting my blessings, all that you've done in my life. When I look in all of the details, in all of the details, you find the goodness of God. Dear woman, feeling like she's alone. Dear woman, feeling like her dreams are too big. Dear woman, feeling like she doesn't have all the support. Your greatest support is God. And when you have Jesus, you have it all. Then give yourself grace. Please give yourself grace. Sometimes even the support is not coming. Maybe all your husband just wants you to do, for those that have husbands, maybe all your husbands want you to do is, I don't want you going to chase dreams and leave these children unattended to. I can take care of the bills. Can you just focus on the children? You know, with the whole wave of, you know, feminism and all of that, give yourself grace. See your children as part of your project. See your children as part of your dreams. See your children as part of the things you are doing. While you are praying, truly give yourself grace. And don't get embittered. Sometimes we are exaggerating the real thing that is going on in the home. Sometimes we are actually exaggerating it. We are just bitter because the people we are comparing ourselves to. I wouldn't, you have a different marriage from Orezi. Orezi has a different marriage from Abimbola. Everybody has different marriages. And sometimes your husband is not even as bad as you put it, but because you are comparing yourself to another person, you are becoming embittered. My darling woman, do not be embittered. When you see God, when your eyes is on God, you would actually see that there's really no need to be bitter because you have a gift of a child in your hand. Surround yourself with dreamers. Yes, surround yourself with dreamers. Keep hearing people, keep listening to podcasts, keep listening to other people like what we're doing here. Just key in. These are things you don't pay for. Keep listening, keep reading books, keep taking courses. There are a lot of free courses online. Keep studying. One day the opportunity will come. One day your husband will wake up and say, girl, it is time to go back in there. And you're not lost. You won't start saying that I don't have anything because you do not allow me to do anything. No. When he says it is time, you're already prepared because all these years you were building up yourself. Yes, the devil works with isolation. Feed your mind. Yes, we've talked about that. Have a community. Keep friends, keep good friends. And these people that are going far, when you keep them, don't keep them to compare, don't keep them to envy. Keep them to inspire yourself. Yes, because as they are going far, it simply means that you too can go far. And yes, be accountable and reasonable for that child. Be accountable for your children. These kids are yours. I really don't know why you feel that these kids are not part of your dreams. If you have to choose between your dream and kids, and you feel that abandoning your children to hold dreams, no, that's not going to work. These kids are part of your dreams. See them as part of your dreams. And yes, you might be slow but keep moving. Thank you so much, Abimbola. That was so much. And yes, I'm throwing this question also to Mr. Yembe, an advice to one lonely woman out there, a single mother out there, or a wife that doesn't have a supportive husband.
Okay. So first of all, my question is to those women. What makes you feel your husband doesn't want to support your dreams? Because at times, there's one thing I forgot to mention. Motherhood is a sacrifice. I'm not saying sacrifice your dream entirely, but at that process, okay, let me take myself for instance. While my husband were both in the same school, we started dating from school. We had so much plans, so much dreams and all that. Now we are married. He was the one who helped me to get the job I got while we got to Lagos. That was in Loma. He was the same person that told me to resign. And I was like, I just started working and all that. We quarreled over it. But at a point, I had to stop because his work, he's a telecom engineer. At times, for 2 days, my husband is at work. He doesn't get to see his children. He comes at night, leaves very early in the morning. So it wasn't easy. I said, okay, if that is the case, I will turn everything to the house into business. Our blender, our gas, our freezer, everything, I turned it into business. I was making my money. Okay, fast forward to last year, and all this while, my husband was running courses. He's currently doing his current is NSC, that is National Society of Engineers. He's busy achieving. My husband has so much certificate on his sleeves now, and at a point I was feeling cheated. Like, both of us has this dream now, guy. What's happening? And it's actually not because he doesn't want to help. In fact, there was a course I did online. He was the one that got it for me. There are some things I do online. My husband helps me to achieve that. There was one school I wanted to go to. It's an international school. Thank God the school was actually close to me. My husband brought that idea and I was happy. I said, at last, breath of fresh air. I'll be going to school. I'll mix up with people and all that. We started the plan. In fact, I told my sister, if you remember, sometime last year, we had started planning. I think it was about everything together should be summing up to 1 point something million. And now we moved from our former place to a new place. My children had to change school. While we were putting my children in school, as well as my first daughter from the, I was one that told you when we searched for school, I was like, there's this school that is very expensive, but wherever you tell us about prime, it's people knows about prime Montessori. My husband was like, this school is so expensive. What we say? What? I said, this is the children's foundation. We need to put them in it. I convinced him. We started. Okay, now we've moved into an environment. I went to check schools. The best school I saw was almost like the most expensive school. My husband was like, are you sure? I said, no, we can do it. And thank God we were able to do it. Okay, now bringing my own school that's almost costing 1 point something million. My husband, I believe he played a smart move on me. He didn't argue with me. He told me, I said, yeah, I'll go. He supported me. He's like, oh, you will go, you will go, you will go. I was the same person who dropped the dream, not because I was tired or I was no longer interested. Now, unconsciously or indirectly, I have to choose between myself and my kids. Because it fell in the period where they are about to also resume. And you are the one that looks for this school for them. How are we going to do it? You know what I had? At that point, I knew I needed to double my hustle. I knew I had to choose my children. This is their foundation. You need to give them that right education. When they get to higher institution and all that, you can now start thinking of federal school. So I had to drop for them to continue. But it didn't still stop. I still do some courses online. And then I said, okay, no, this thing I'm doing, I intentionally told myself that I'm going to save up. Because asking my husband to provide everything, now it won't be easy. I had to use my common sense, that I had to double whatever I'm doing. I said, okay, now the business I'm doing, I need streams of income. I said, aside just selling my products, I need to be a consultant. There's something I do, even internationally. There are some people that call me, I've heard about it. I say, okay, I do dry pap. They'll say, oh, dry pap, what do you put there? I'll explain to them, this is how I do it, this is how I process it. Dry pap, I'll say, okay, I have somebody coming, send it to me. I had to sell myself. I had to make myself a consultant. My child doesn't eat this one. I said, okay, no. Okay, this is what we'll do. Let's try this. I prepared it. Say, you prepared. I say, okay, if you are not comfortable, I can teach you how to prepare. All is marketing strategy. They'll say, I'll tell them, they say it's too stressful. I'll say, okay, that's why I'm here for you. I'm here to solve your problem. And I started like that. And if I tell you, I was telling my sister yesterday, the amount I've saved for my school fees, the school I want to go, she was laughing and we were laughing about it. But that's the truth. And I know that when it's time, if I tell my husband that, okay, this is what I have, he knows that he's just bringing some percentage. So what I'm just trying to say, I don't want to deviate. For mothers out there who feel their husbands are not supporting them, at times, man proposes, God disposes. There's a place in the Bible, right? When you have a dream, would you have to sacrifice your children for it? Some people will say, live your life, your children. You they sacrifice for children, don't forget to. There's nothing like that. You are not living for them to come and take. You are living because you have to live God for your fourth generation. So you're not training them to come back and train you. Are you praying to be poor till that time? You're not praying to be poor till that time. So I told myself that, okay, for my children's future, I have to step down for them. And while I don't overbody my husband, you are paying house rent, you are fueling your car, you are paying estate levy, you are paying compound levy, so much things to pay for. You are still feeding. And this is Nigeria. We know what's happening now. So you just have to use your sense to plan. So you're saying you are not getting support from your husband, ask why. Except originally you didn't marry a good man, and no, that one is out of it. But when you know your husband is good and you feel he's not supporting your dream, ask yourself, why is he not supporting? And am I sure I'm not being too forward? Or are you sure you are not even in a competition? Now some of us will feel, my mates, they've gone far, they've achieved it, they've driven car. But at times, ask yourself, if you were to live the kind of life they are living, won't it affect my child? Will I be able to give my child that attention, that monetary value, that comfort they need? Will you be able to do that? And secondly, like the first speaker, Mrs. Abimbola, right? I hope I am not spoiling your name. You always go back to the place of prayers. You always go back wherever you want to do. If the Holy Spirit is not directing you, trust me, they'll say, hustle, leave prayers, leave all this. And you cannot leave prayer. If not, you'll keep struggling. When you feel you can't take it anymore, and sorry, as a mother, this motherhood experience is not easy to jack up. When you become a mother, you've gone through series of postpartum trauma and all that. It's not easy to, at times you even feel that you are lazy. At times you feel that you are not good enough. Nothing good. It happens. You feel, I know if you get up again, laziness, I'm not too fat, I'm not too this. No, at times it's not like that. Don't compare yourself with any other person. Keep praying, keep hoping, keep believing. And like the speaker said, at times progress takes a while. I was like, my friends are here, but thank God the business I'm doing, gradually, I'm growing. The way I started is not the way I am now. Before, I could depend on my husband for virtually everything, every damn thing. But now there are times my husband will be going out because my business is a daily income. He could just say, baby, borrow me 10,000, borrow me 50. And I'm happy borrowing him because I have it. So it's a pride for me that I could give to my husband, not always collecting from him. So as a woman, fit in somewhere. If the dream is not happening now, it will happen in future. But in all, let your children be your priority. You've gone through that 9 months pain, that trauma. Some couldn't survive it to survive it. So why not just be patient and see them grow to a level where they can adjust? Then you push
Thank
up
you
with
so
your dream.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ayebe. You've said a lot. And yes, I was just writing, motherhood is sacrifice. Yes, it's sacrifice. I like how you said that. So, when you were talking, I was saying, I hope your husband is not the film they acted. He brings an idea and it's like he's the one changing. But I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you understand where he's coming from. I'm glad you can see that, okay, in as much as he wants this to happen, the resources might not even be there. It's his dream for you to have this. I hope you know sometimes you can have dream, but yes, the resources is not for that time. What you have cannot carry it at that time. That is why it is called a dream. Write it down. The Bible says, write a vision, make it plain. Write it down somewhere and work towards it. Now you are saving towards it. And truly, by the time you come and show him that I got this, he's going to complete it because it's actually in his heart, but he just cannot afford it. So yes, for we women out there, single mothers who don't even have support, write out that vision, write out that dream. Start small, start from somewhere. Just as much as possible. Move as slow as you are, and remember, you are responsible for your children. not because you want to do for them to come and do for you. Because that is the reason why a lot of mothers get frustrated, because they get to a point where they feel, I am done. Once after a final year, mothers are seated and waiting for you to come and buy them cars and all of that. But no, our dreams is that we take care of our children, that even till old age, when they're getting married, we can tell them, take this house, we are giving you this house as gift. Take this car, we are giving you this car as your wedding gift. That is our dream. That is what we are working towards. We're not saying, I'm taking care of you, so when I'm 50, I'll come and sit down for you to take care of me. No. Please, you are responsible for your children. God is responsible for you. Kids will come and honor you, but don't live life like without anything. I've done so much of this child. This child must come and do for me. So you don't feel frustrated. Live your dream, but also remember that your children are part of your dream. And yes, so Raising, please, you're the last but not the least to tell us your advice for single mothers and mothers who do not get the support of their husbands.
Okay, so Abimbola said a lot, and Hope said a lot as well. Just to kind of like wrap it up, first of all, as a mother, we're strong. As a single mother, or as a mother that is doing the whole work without the support of your husband, you're stronger, because we know what it is. Not even this, with the support our husbands are giving to us, we know how overwhelming it is. Now imagine you don't have the support. It's going to be really exhausting, So you're strong. You wanting to go pursue your dream shows that you have, resilience, you have courage. Also, it's okay to have dreams. It's okay to pursue your dreams, and you're not just doing it for yourself, but you're also doing it and for your kids. You're showing them an example of this is what you should do, You show your kids how to persevere, how they can be independent. Your life is not tied to a man, because we have husbands does not mean that, okay, all of a sudden did you not come alone? So sometimes you see some women, they are in abusive marriages or marriages that, and they tell you that, oh, I'm just trying to save up. Let me save before I now leave. I will show this, but let me just save up first. Really? I don't have anywhere to go. Really? Before you met the man, where were you? So before all of this, your husband is not what you are independent. I wish, like I said, as you're doing this, your podcast, there are other topics that can come up as well. Women need to realize that your destiny is not tied to marriage. Marriage is good, but you have a destiny as well. You are an individual. You're not supposed to just be there and, okay, all the things you want to achieve is just to get married, and then you are just living your life to please your husband. No, you are just the way your husband is pursuing his dream. Pursue your dream. You have the right to pursue your dream. It is very valid. You're going to give accounts to God. What did you do? I gave you this talent. What did you do? Do you understand? So, you can start small. They say Rome was not built in a day. We don't have to all of a sudden. I did not just land inside Canada. I've conceived this dream, so you start small. You have a dream, write it down, write the vision, make it plain. And then you pray towards it. You pray. Thank God we're all Christians here. We can never remove prayer in everything that we do. We can never take out the place of prayer, Then community. I think Abimbola mentioned something about community, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she did.
It's good to have community. For those of us that are abroad, they will tell you, oh, Nigerian people, avoid them. I don't know if Abimbola has heard this story, they will tell you, be very mindful of Nigerians, this or that one. And I'm like, okay, so who is going to break this stereotype? So how do we help ourselves? Everybody's trying to avoid information, and I chose to be different. I want to be different. And I prayed, and God is giving me good people around me. As I'm talking to you, I'm not in my house, I'm in my friend's house. She was the one that was driving me around to go get something that I want to make for my kids. This is a good community. You cannot be isolated. So find good community of other women that are like you. Have mentors, people that you look up to as well. That way it also motivates you. Don't just lean only on your husband. If your husband is not giving you support, you have family, you have friends. Don't throw your family away. I heard someone say that, someone told me, this is just a personal thing. Someone told me that you seem to carry your own family so much on your head, like you don't carry your in-laws as much. I'm like, so I should leave my own siblings that will have my back any day, anytime. You see how women just forget themselves when they enter marriage and everything they want to do is just to please the man. You are an individual, you are a person, you have an identity, you know. So I have to just you have to still have the support of your family. So if your husband is just doing the one he's doing, just to give you guys an insight as well, I'm not working right now because the kind of jobs that I'm seeing, you know, they want full availability and I have kids. It cannot work. I cannot, how do I balance it up? So I have to try sometimes, you know. So I'm praying to God. I said, Lord, if it's possible, give me a job that will still give me time to have time for my kids while I still go to school. It's just a lot going on, you know. Guess what? My siblings, even when they're contributing money for my mom or something to do in the house, they would always say, let's leave our rest first. Let the rest of us just do it. You know that she's in school. You know, once she starts working, she'll start contributing. I used to work before and I used to contribute. So they understand. Do you understand? So you can never leave that. My brother the other day sent me $500. I'm like, bros. He said, no, just take it. You know, it's it's not. So imagine me. Imagine I entered my husband's family and they now became Lord and all, and then my own family, I'm just leaving them by the side. So women need to understand that as a single woman or as a woman that you don't have the support of your husband, have people outside your husband that will motivate and support you, right? Also, your mind has to be at peace. You need to have your mental health is very important. Do you understand? I don't know. I think somebody has also mentioned it here that you need to you delegate. I think Vanessa said it as well. Learn to delegate. Don't think you can do everything by yourself. So it's okay to take a breather. It's okay to, you know, take it one step at a time. One thing at, you know, just write your goals, small. You can achieve it. Look at Hope, for example. I want to go to school. What do I do? Let me at least even bring some and then go back to my husband and say, honey, I have brought. There's no way he will not be proud. There's no way he will not find any means to add to it and say, okay, cool. Do you understand? So it's very, very important, you know, for us to have that as well. And then you're not alone. A lot of women are facing these things. We're not alone. I have a supportive partner, but right now I'm alone in Canada because my husband is still shuttling. So for months I will be alone with the kids. It is overwhelming sometimes. I look at them, I'm like, I leave the house, everything is scattered, they're playing. I just like, I will not kill myself. I'll just put on the TV. If I don't have an assignment, I'll just on Netflix and just watching Korean films. Okay, you know, let me watch other people's life that are living a good life. You know, it's okay. Just it's okay. People walk this path, you know. So just learn from other people and know that you can achieve it. You can achieve anything you put your mind to, but with God at the center. You know, so that's what I would like to tell you. You are strong. Everybody's strong. Just remain strong, and you would also find that sisterhood, you know, of women. You will find them, and when you find them, just be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raisin. Thank you so much. You really addressed the area of single motherhood. Single mothers, you are stronger. You are strong. You've come through it. You're strong. Keep your family. Now, I understand that, especially for people who go pregnant outside wedlock. Sometimes there's that rift between you and your family. Your family feel disappointed and all of that. But whatever the case be, try and make peace. See, family, you can never replace family. They got your back, no matter the quarrel and the fight. No matter how they feel disappointed, at some point they still got your back. But in their process of disappointment, they might cross you, do you anyhow. Don't now end and cut them off because you're angry at them. You need them. You need family. You need family. Keep people. See, sometimes I think, like I said it before, that when all the support you want must be your husband, it makes you not see the greater support that are outside. So when your husband doesn't support you, it seems like life has ended. Before your husband, before that boyfriend, before that baby dada, who were you? Don't lose yourself in trying to be a mother, in trying to be, a man has to be. No, as much as we want the covering, our overall covering is God. If there is no man covering us, there is a God covering us. Don't feel like without a man, how will you go through this? How will you go through this? You don't have to live the life. Keep your family. Keep your family. Keep people outside. Keep your mental health. And when I tell people, when people think that mental health is a thing of cutting people off and all that, no. Mental health starts with you. with you psyching up yourself, choosing to hear the truth without feeling victimized. Because sometimes our problem is that the truth you were told when you made those mistakes makes you begin to feel like you're a victim until you're not a victim. Because truly, by the time you went through that, people will be disappointed. But take it, take whatever happened that period, make it a staircase to climb to a better tomorrow. Do not live in the pain, in the hurt, in the words that people said at that time. And you cut off friends, cut off. See, even friends that are angry at you today, tomorrow they want to rejoice with you when the baby is out, when you are doing well, when you're growing. So please, in keeping your mental health, one thing you need to do is forgive people. Forgive yourself for every wrong, everything you feel. Forgive your children. Forgive that child that maybe you try to even let out. And the child said, no, this world, I am coming, whether you like it or not. Because I've seen mothers who are pouring all their anger on this child, who refused to leave when they wanted it to leave, who came at the wrong time, who came and spoiled their dreams. Forgive yourself, dear single mothers. Forgive yourself, dear woman whose husband is not what she thought he was going to be, whose husband has disappointed her or left her like a single mother. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. Know your identity in the one who made you, who gave you dreams and gave you life. Delegate. My darling, delegate. Oh, if you have siblings, delegate. Let people love your children. Some of you keep your children like without you, your child cannot. Delegate. If you find someone that loves your child and that can keep your child, be ready to share that child. Those days they used to say that it is community that raises a child. But today every mother feels it is my way. It's my dear, delegate, so you don't kill yourself. If you find someone that can say, oh, my child is in your school, I can help you carry your child to and fro. All you need to do is pray. Father, as this woman is doing this, let her heart always be pure towards my child. Don't say, no, it's my child. I used to date my child. It is you that will kill yourself. Delegate, and please always remember, your case is no different. Your case is not the worst. Whatever you're going through today, a lot of people have been through it. A lot of people are going through it. A lot of people are yet to go through it. They might just need your story. They might need you healing to be able to hear your story and survive. And that is why we made this month's My Dream and I series about motherhood. Because since we'll be talking about dreams, it's almost looking like there are a class of people that live their dreams. But today we decided to talk, this month we decided to tell mothers that your dreams are valid, dear mothers. And all our speakers, thank you. You people have spoken so like I said, I didn't tell you what to expect. I didn't tell you what to say. But God, who gave your names to me, also gave you whatever you needed to say to encourage a woman. And this is live on YouTube. This is recorded, which means 10 years, 15 years from now, somebody can pick it, watch it, and change their mentality about their life. Dear single mothers, dear women who are enjoying the support of their husbands, and dear women who have husbands but might not really be enjoying the support. You are a mother. Motherhood is a gift. Motherhood is dream also. If all you did in this life was to raise the best kind of kids, you lived dream and you left legacy. Nobody should tell you otherwise. And please, while you are at it wanting to live your dreams, do not lose your joy. Do not lose yourself. Do not use somebody's pace to measure your pace. And always remember, Jesus at the center of it all. Once again, this is My Dream and I series, September edition, and our theme for this month was motherhood and dreams. And our amazing guests, Mrs. Abimbola Agunloye, Mrs. Anyebe Hope, and Mrs. Orezi Okose. Thank you so much for everyone that came up here. I'm seeing Titi Beko, I'm seeing Oluwa Kemi Nosiru, Imaisi, Omola Lafaneye, Shedrak Oji. Pastor Jerry Okese is out. For those of you that came in and have left, God bless you all for joining this month My Dream and I series. We're looking forward to the next month and you will get details. God bless you all once again. I am your host, Vanessa Oji from My Dream and I series. I love you all. Thank you so much, my guest. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you for having us. God bless you. More grace.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Amalola, thank you. Titi, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh,
To meet
Bye,
you.
Lady. Bye, Bibola. Bye.
Bye.
oh, Vanessa, did I tell you that I know Abibola's brother?
She told me her brother knows you.
Yeah, he just sent me a message on Instagram. I'm like, really?
Oh, great. You see, this brings us together. We get to meet friends while we come
It's
here.
small. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much,
All
all of
right.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you. Good night.